How's it going, YouTube? Broke Boy Tactical here. I hope you're having a great day. We're not going to be getting to a review of my new rifle here. This is my Henry Single Action 4570 Government, model number H015. Guys, firearms saved my life. You read the title of this video. This is just so you have something pretty to look at while we talk here. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And no, I don't have any upstairs neighbors, and like I just showed you, we are clear. So. Guys, I really did. I didn't always used to be the best person, hence this giant, embarrassing fucking tattoo on my neck. That I am stuck with forever. If you haven't seen it all before, it goes all the way down. So, I'm not getting that removed anytime soon. What can I say? I'm apparently the type of person who is wired for responsibility. And when you are a person who is wired that way and you don't have responsibility, apparently you do drugs, get in trouble, hang out with people you shouldn't hang out with, do things you shouldn't do, say things you shouldn't say, think the way you think, which is wrong. I just wasn't a very good dude. I just really wasn't. I had no drive, I had no motivation, and I always felt like my life was missing something. And one of those things was being a father. When I really got derailed is when I gave up my first daughter for adoption when I was 17 years old. And it wrecked me, ruined me. Her name is Leighton. I got this little tattoo right here my dad did. It's just her name inside of some angel wings. It was a homemade tattoo, yeah. She's going to be 15 this year. God. Sorry. Anyway, I gave her away. It was the best decision I ever made. But it was the hardest thing I ever put myself through. And I started doing drugs and getting in trouble, like I said, and I had no drive. I had no purpose in life. I needed that responsibility, and I gave it away. And I stand by it. It was the best thing I could have ever done. Obviously, due to my decisions and my life choices that I made after giving her away, proved that that was the best thing I could have ever done. I have a daughter now. Her name's Evelyn. She's 3.5 years old, and I'm at a point in my life where I am responsible enough to take care of a child. And I'm glad I waited. And I'm really glad I put myself through this because it's how everything unraveled. It did. I started craving responsibility. And I didn't know what that was. I kept trying to go for manager positions and trying to get promoted at work. And due to my education level and my age at the time, it just wasn't really a feasible possibility. So I was very discouraged a lot, and I didn't really know what to do with myself. And I went shooting with a friend of mine, and I really enjoyed it. And I decided to go out and buy my first gun. And it was horrible because I went by myself, and I got a Kel-Tec P11. I was 23 years old. And that thing scared the shit out of me. And little did I know that it was the gun's fault. That thing has terrible ergonomics. It has a terrible trigger, and the recoil report on that gun is ridiculous for a subcompact 9mm. It's brutal to shoot. I hate that gun. So I just sold it. I never shot it. I just didn't feel capable with it, and it was very embarrassing. It was very embarrassing for me. And it was about another year. I was about 24, and I went out and got a Metro Arms 1911. A little compact commander, American classic. Yeah, mouthful. And at this point, I had been sober for a couple of years. I just had a brief run-in with drugs. And I realized that the more I learned, I disassembled the firearm and I put it back together. That made me feel pretty good. It made me feel pretty accomplished. I went and took a couple of shooting courses, and I passed them, and I did quite well. I started gaining confidence in myself, and I started realizing that guns are not just, gangsta tools, like this. They're not just bang, bang. And, it's not just for taking care of business, which is, I think, where most people start off when they think of what guns are, just due to the, the culture we live in with movies, TV, and bad guys have guns. Good guys like MacGyver kill bad guys with guns with rubber bands and bubble gum. You know what I mean? Like, that's the society we kind of grow up in. And I started shooting, and I realized that I had the power, to defend myself, the power to protect myself, the power to take life if I need to, or eat, survive. I started realizing that firearms were not dangerous, but I was dangerous. And I owed it to myself to keep training and to always make sure that, you see what I mean here? It's a never-ending growth process when you own firearms. And this is what I needed in my life. And this is what got me to the point of where I am today. I'm clean. I don't drink alcohol. I go to church. Not all the time, but, probably less than I should. It's, I don't know. They just changed me. It gave me a goal. It's a never-ending goal. You can never be too proficient. You can never be too good of a shot. You can never be too careful. You can never be too good of an operator. You can never be you get it? Like, you can never know too much. You can never stop learning. There's always, new cartridges, new ballistics. There's always new shooting statistics. There's always new crime statistics. There's always things that you need to be, new laws. There's always things that you need to be doing to make sure that you are on top of your game when it comes to your firearms ownership, use, and purchases. And the responsibility that comes with owning a firearm, like safe storage, making sure that my daughter, that these don't fall into her hands and that she doesn't, hurt herself or hurt us or, God forbid, anything worse. How to handle these with a child in the house. I'm sure you just heard her. She's playing in the other room. And just for you guys' peace of mind, just because I said that again, we are unloaded, all right? See, it's things like that. Keeping your finger off the trigger, making sure that you know the condition of your firearm without looking at it. Now, I'm not recommending that you just go and start whittling away, just playing with your firearm and not looking at it, but you should be at a point, always be striving for a point that no matter if you're handling a firearm, that you can confidently handle that firearm without even looking at it. What condition it's in. See what I mean? It's this responsibility that some people really need. Some people are just born with this. Some people are just wired this way. And if you don't have that level of responsibility, it can ruin you, especially if you give it away like I did, and I stand by it. It was the best decision I ever made, but it was the hardest decision I ever made, But, I mean, it's just a little hard, but these things kept me on the straight and narrow. They gave me something to be responsible for. They did. Responsible for myself. Respect for myself. Love for myself. And you can't respect and love yourself or take care of, you can't love others, take care of others, or respect others if you don't love, take care of, or respect yourself. And I think firearms is a really great way to start that journey, because everything I just mentioned goes into the ownership, especially if you take it seriously. If you're just out here and you want to thug up and you're like, oh, well, gotta hit that lick. Well, then, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the real gun owners like me, like you, like your mom or your dad or your grandma, your wife, whoever, your daughters, your sons, any of your neighbors, your friends, anybody. If you really feel like you're lacking that, if you really feel like you're lacking this in your life, I think a firearms purchase might be right up your alley. Definitely get some training. Absolutely. But it's something that'll never stop for you. It won't. There's always new guns. There's always new laws. There's always training. There's just, it's fun. It gives you something. It gives you an endless goal of achievement. It does. There's always higher. God, I'm having a hard time articulating this now that I'm putting it on camera. Talking about my daughter throws me off a little bit, but it just does. And I can't say that I would be the man that I am today, a good father, a good husband, a good provider, a good teacher, good role model, if it wasn't for firearms. My mom does not really like the fact that I like firearms as much as I do. But I would like to, for her to know especially that I wouldn't be the man I am today without these. And I think I'm a pretty damn good man. Am I the best? No. You can always be striving to be a better man too, a better woman, a better person, better anybody, better son, better father, anything you could possibly be. And honestly, firearms ownership is what's done that for me. And it might do the same for you. So I hope this helped you out. It's just a little bit of my life story and how, people love to paint this picture of, how gun owners are just these psychos, but a lot of us, these things really affect us in a very positive way. And I think if more people knew that there were more people out here like me, then maybe they wouldn't be so anti-gun. I don't know. See you next time, guys. It's nice to meet you all.